This is a new project we've just opened up in Asley, Coventry. Today, Mark and Simon are here doing all the prep work. We are going to be building a single-storey extension in this area here and knocking through that wall, making it part of the kitchen in this backside, and there'll also be an office in the front side by the porch over there. What we're going to be doing today is removing all of this fence around here, getting all the temporary site fencing up. We're also going to be putting some temp fencing across here because the customer's got a dog, and then we will start the digging and filling of foundations later this week.
So I'm over here in Asley on the side extension, and as you can see behind me, the footings have now been fully dug out, ready to be filled. So the plan of action is, Si's here right now, he is just doing a bit of shuttering and doing the last little bit of preps. Obviously we've got the gas and the water mains running straight through our footings, obviously. I've got Jay coming over about dinner time to join him, just to make sure everything is ready and fully prepped, because we have the pour going on this afternoon. Like I said, that's going on this afternoon. That will be going off over the weekend. We then have Baz the Bricky back here Monday. He is going to do the damp course for us. In the meantime, Si and Jamie will be here. They are going to do the drainage and then jump onto the insulated floor slab. Come next Friday, Dave will be back to do the pour. So the plan of action is, by next Friday, all the floor slab is also fully done, ready for Monday, Baz the Bricky to come back and start bricking it up and really get this moving. So you're going to see a lot of stuff happening over the next week or so. So let's get on with it.
Over here on the farmhouse new build today, we've got Baz and Jensen working on the side gable and the chimney, while we've got me, Wayne, Jamie and Kyle working internally. We're going to be putting the roof patterns on for Baz to be able to do the brick gables, for the pad stones to be able to fit the steel ridge beams. Over here on the basement conversion in Leamington now, we're at the final stages of this project. Thomas is just inside doing the final touches of the cabinetry and final details of the end panels behind Steve. Steve is in there fitting the Antico flooring throughout. And we've also got Callum and Charlie here doing all the finer details of the electrical work. There's some really cool details and features in this job. I will pass you over to Callum to run through it.
All right, so we're over here on the basement conversion in Northumberland. The job's obviously in hand at the moment. We're just in the process of fitting this cinema system. Now, the TV is going to be backlit, so the TV will sit out here and it should just show a nice little glow around the outside. We've also got some ambient lights in the pockets here and here, in the window as well. Now, what's special about this site is we've gone to town on the sound system. So not only have we got the speakers in the ceiling, in the mid-sound, we've got the sound to come from the back of the TV, which will do things like voices. If you're dropping, basically sounds that are supposed to come from the front, they come from behind the TV. We've also got 2 speakers in the walls at the back, and we've also got a subwoofer that goes in the back in the corner. Now this is all controlled by an AV unit, which is inside this cupboard here, hidden away. Now inside the cupboard, you'll have an AV unit that controls Xbox, PlayStations, any sort of Nintendos, or let's say you've got an Amazon Fire Stick or something like that. They'll be able to control it all from one remote, from that box, and all the sound system will switch between each console or TV or something like that. Over here, originally, we only had 2 phases of the 3-phase being used. Now, we actually got National Grid out to reactivate that 3rd phase. Now, we had the energy provider come out, they changed over the meter, gave us an isolator like that, and then that basically allowed us to put in a 3-phase unit. Before, the customer was really confused because they had 2 or 3 different fuse boards serving different floors in the house in different areas. Now this one has actually allowed us to put all 3 phases on one board, and it's also gave us the scope to be able to put in a 3-phase car charger outside the front of the property for the customer. Outside in this walkway area here, we've got some nice touches as well. If you have a look at these stairs, we've put in some LED cob lighting in here, which is by Ledridge. Now, before, we've done one of these before, and you can actually see the diodes underneath, but this new cob lighting is something that I've not used before. It's a new product. You can't see no dots, no whatever you do. So it just completely glows. It looks so much more quality, and yeah, the customer's mega happy with the finish on that. The other thing I can say in here, because it's quite a dark space, when the lights, if you had a problem, the lights tripped out, you had a power cut, anyone down here could be in darkness basically. So we've fitted these little tiny emergency lights in this area here. And when the power trips out, or if you have a power cut, this will give you safety lighting to be able to get outside and get to emergency exit.
So, the news that I have been dreading has finally just landed. It's actually devastating news for us. Rich has confirmed that the Shabab's new build basement, dig and waterproofing works will not be going ahead as planned. This is devastating news for us really, as we was always aware this was a potential, but having it confirmed now is a big problem for us. Like I said in the last episode, this job was due to start in 2 weeks' time. So to have it pull out on us last minute like this is a real problem for us. What Z has said is the damage the fire has caused and the loss of trading over the past few weeks has just made it not worth their while and too much money to have to put out on top of the basement element of the restaurant renovation works. I get where he's coming from, although it's bad news for us, I can totally understand, and this was something that none of us could have foreseen. So what me and the office team are now going to have to do is phone round our upcoming projects and try and move some of them forward to fill that slot, or we may have to move the basement team over to one of the construction projects while us in the office here work to fill that slot. It's going to be highly unlikely that we can fill it within 2 weeks, but we can only but try. We usually make things work, but it's just a matter of keeping the wheels moving. Over on the site in Morton Morrell, all of the patio slabs have been delivered for the back and the side of the property, along with the stone cladding for the porch extension and the side chimney. We've had to hire a telehandler for the day to offload the lorry and take them round to the right locations of the project for Jamie and Stephen to start laying. In the back section of the project, the lads are continuing the work screwing the ply boards over the underfloor heating, avoiding hitting the pipes for the second time. They then patch in the ceiling with plasterboards where we've cut them out, framing the steel beam before boarding over the whole ceiling, ready for Will to come in and start the plastering works. On the front of project, me, Wayne and Ash are cutting the roof on the porch in the boiling hot heat, while Jamie and Stephen support Simon in removing the lintel from the window opening and creating the new doorway opening to match the porch symmetrically. I'm over on the new build farmhouse project. It is 33-degree heat today and we're getting through all of this roof works and it is actually unbearable. Fair play to all the guys here. We are sticking with it, just having little breaks out the sun, but continuing on to get through the workload. I'm in the central reservation area of the build where we're going to be putting a vaulted ceiling above us here. Baz has built these two side elevations up and he's currently putting the wall plates on, which is going to allow me, Kyle and Wayne to fit these dummy timbers of the rafters on the front and the back. This will allow Martin and Billy from the fabrication firm to come along and take the templates for the steel frames that are going to be built above me. Hopefully this can be done by Tuesday or Wednesday next week, because I'd like to get the crane in for Thursday or Friday, and then we can fit these templates to fit all the rafters across this side and this side of the build. We have already cut the left and right wing roofs on, and we've left the ridge beams shooting into the middle, which is going to allow us to put reducing rafters to cut that roof into this one and also that roof into this one. Got to say, credit to all the guys, it's brutal out in the heat, but we're keeping it moving.